Good morning. Come on in, everybody. How are you doing? You can still make a comment here. If you're joining on YouTube, so you can still make a comment here and I can see you. So good morning. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this is our home yoga practice live the day before Thanksgiving as celebrated in the United States, and maybe a little different than some of us recall. So this week, our theme for developing our home yoga practice is gratitude and appreciation. So come on in. If you're new, maybe you have a block. You could have a strap or a towel or a belt. You don't have to buy yoga stuff. All right. Maybe have a journal. And we're going to get started in a seated position. I'm going to sit in a cross-legged position. You can sit any way that you wish. And let's just begin with a moment of some quietude. Just inviting ourselves in and letting the dust clear. Feel like sometimes, we rush to get into some of our practices that we're hoping to help de-stress us, and we stress out trying to get to the de-stress part. I know I've been guilty of that. I've been guilty of rushing through rush hour to make it to a certain studio, to get through the door before they lock it, and realize that I am a frantic mess by the time I roll out my mat, and that it can take almost the entire class before I can shed that. So let's just take a moment, as much time as you need. You don't have to keep up with us here. You are here to keep up with you. Maybe catch up to you and your thoughts. Feel your body, feel your breath. And what do we have an appreciation for already? Upon waking up this morning, and catch yourself if you're putting a condition on that appreciation. Like, well, I really didn't have to try that hard, or, well, even though this and this happened, I'm grateful. No, just, I'm grateful. Feel a physical space that you're grateful for. I'm grateful for my sense of touch. That I can feel clothing, temperature, texture. And then something that you're grateful for about your breath. And a gratitude about your mental space. And an emotional space. Maybe take a moment and jot down your intention, what it is that you want to embody in your practice for appreciation. Now, as far as how we will move, I'm always going to try to remember to suggest if you would like to try, all right? This is not a keeping up with the Joneses. This is to truly connect with my arm likes this. My back feels limited and tight when I do that. Here's where I feel the most genuinely free inside of myself. Let that be your driving intention for you to genuinely catch up with yourself and be grateful for whatever it is that you have, whatever it is you can be aware of with joy. All right? We're going to start in a standing space. I have my friend Puma here who is trying to join. Good morning, Kim. Glad you found us. All righty. And we'll find a standing space and Just invite your mentality about how do you feel about being able to stand up on your own 2 feet? How do you feel about being aware of your arms hanging from your body and that you have 2 arms? How do you feel about being able to choose whether to open or close your eyes and see through your eyes? Let's breathe in and lengthen upward, feeling reaching and aspiring in our bodies. Exhale, let that upper body flow forward. Maybe make a sound with your next exhale. Hands to the floor or the block. Step the left foot back, staying on the left toes. If you can keep the right knee over the heel, great. If you need to bring your knee down onto the floor behind you, that's fine as well. Let's pull the chest up, trying to lengthen your belly and your waist. Exhale, straighten the front leg. So I'm doing it here with my back knee bent on the floor, but you could also do it with the back knee off the floor and the front knee bent straight. So you can feel the difference of intensity. What is the level of intensity that brings you balance this morning? Let's breathe in and bend the right knee. Remember that left knee could be down. Exhale, straighten. And bend. And straighten. You're going to bend the right knee. Step that left foot up. Rolling the spine upright back to standing. Feel the difference from where we were in that lunge to standing upright. What are we appreciating about this space? A level of ease. This space, a level of perspective. Being so high up, minimally for me, I'm 5 foot tall. Let's breathe in and lengthen. Feel the legs lifting you up and securing you. Forward fold, upper body releasing. Big breath. Sigh it out. Now we'll step the right leg back. Make a choice here too. It's early in our practice, so maybe start with the knee down. Say hello to your body. Pull that chest forward. Feel what's talking. For me, that's the front of the right thigh and hip. Breath in. Exhale, straighten the front leg, letting the upper body come forward. And just notice how this kind of shaping of our body, where it takes our mind. A bit of bowing forward, a little reverence, a little surrender. And let's bend it and pull the chest forward. Remember your intention of how you want to feel in your body in a space of appreciation, and sink it back. So yesterday I talked about 2 aspects of the second limb of yoga to keep in mind as we're practicing this week. Saucha, or purification. Let's bend the knee, pull the chest forward, dipping in the hip. And santosha, contentment. Are we contented? Breath. Now if that back leg is bent, go ahead and straighten it, and we'll step that right leg up and roll the spine upright to mountain. Stand with intention. Let's roll the shoulders, feel the range in the shoulder sockets. And change direction. Good. I'm going to invite us to bring the hands behind us, fingertips down, or maybe seeing about hands to prayer, fingertips up. That may not work out for you. The fingers or the wrists might be stiff. Start to notice what you notice about, of course you would dig this shirt, Sarah. I cut it up though. All right, so feel out your fingers and your wrists, your forearms. Maybe the fingertips are down. What is your intention when you bring your hands together in this shape? Hold it for yourselves. Bend the knees a little, hips forward, lift the chest, breath in, Exhale, we're going to bring ourselves forward. Can we still remember that intention in our hands? Can we try to keep the palms together? Don't struggle though. If you have to let it go, will you let it go? It's not a concession. It's not a defeat. Now we'll release the arms. Half flat back. Let's pull the chest up. Knees can be bent. Hands can remain at the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Relax the toes. Maybe lift them and flare them. And let's roll the spine up. Breathing in. Good. Exhale, bring the hands back one more time. Find whatever is the prayer positioning you want for your hands. Open your collarbones. Breathe in and lift. Soft give in the knees. Exhale, take it forward. Maybe keep the eyes open as you come forward. Be appreciative of the whole perspective that you have here. Let the arms go if you haven't already. We're going to step the left leg back. Stay on the left toes. Bend that right knee. Breath in. Remember the left knee could come down. Exhale, let's straighten and bend. Maybe choose a body area to start to focus on and straighten. And just notice what is changing and bend. For me, I'm just going to feel the front of my chest and straighten. It really gets to relax and doesn't have to do much, so I want to enjoy that and bend. Now, if you like, let's bring the left hand down, twist the chest open. Remember that that left knee can be down. What is the body part that you are taking your mind and attention to? For me, on the twist here, I brought my attention to the center of my low back, and I'm feeling it move, feeling it be supported. It doesn't have to exert much, so it can release to twist. And hands down, step the back leg up. Let's trade it out. Step the right leg back. Good, let's bend deep, pull the chest up. Exhale, straighten, relax your face, relax your shoulders. Now I'm choosing right now to feel the back of my left calf, mainly because it started to talk. And then, now my hip is talking, and straighten. And so just let your awareness as we go back and forth. And what are we appreciative of? And not to get into anything that's dire or depressive, but, I think about, let's bend. If I were in a sick situation right now and straighten and I couldn't get out of my bed, I know that I have felt the feeling of, wow, I can't wait I'm really going to appreciate even being able to walk for a slight amount of time, to be able to get out of this bed. So feel the range of movement with that kind of appreciation. And bend. Now right hand down. Feel your toes on that left foot. Feel that right leg. Feel the support of your right arm and revolve. Now I'm letting my left hand rest on my low back. Pushing that right heel back. Feeling my legs giving me breadth and support. Feeling my breath. My organs. I'm not trying to win a contest or any yoga Olympics or anything like that. Just feeling like, wow, this is what my body is willing to do this morning. And hands down. I'm going to bring the right knee down. Step the left knee back. I'm just realizing Sarah and Kim are here, the Tai Chi ladies. And let's shift the chest forward. Find a plank on the knees. Pin the elbows against the ribs, lower down, elbow height, breath, and back up. Change any narrative in your mind that's saying, oh, I didn't do that well, or I'm not good at. No, thank your body. You lowered and went back up. You have two arms. You have mental awareness. Breath in, exhale, lower to whatever it looks like. Push it back up, push it back up, push it back up. Yes, awesome breath. And now let's find child's pose. We'll sink the hips back, maybe knees wide, maybe knees together. I usually do knees wide, but today I'm going to have knees together and let my belly drape over those legs. Noticing how it feels to fold into me, to want to feel all of my folds. Breath. And let's roll it up till we're sitting back on our heels. All right, so my hips are over my heels, legs together. Maybe you're feeling a stretch in the tops of the feet. I'm going to bring the right hand up in between the shoulder blades. I'm going to turn so that you can see me here. I'm going to reach this left arm out, and I'm going to bring that hand up in between the shoulder blades and try to scooch it up. Now, for me, my fingertips can reach one another. If that doesn't happen, feel free to grab that strap, scarf, sock. Not that squidgy bungee thing, Sarah. And drop that back behind you. Then you can take the hands all the way up, as close up together, using the strap to take out the slack. Is there a cat playing behind me? Yes, there is. All right. Let's aim that right elbow up, left elbow down. Sit up tall in the spine. Breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, let's see about coming forward. If you have to let go, let go. What are the body parts that are talking? Actually, my low back. A little bit of my left shoulder. Front of the left shoulder. Fingertips are getting a little tired. And then let's let the arms go. Rolling that spine up. And let's see about the other side. So this is Gomukhasana arms, or happy cow arms. We'll bring the left hand up, patting ourselves in between the shoulder blades. Extend that right arm out intentionally, not being in a rush to get that clasp behind us. And then maybe the hands come together. Notice your mindset. Okay, are we feeling critical of this side not being exactly like the other side? Is that voicing appreciation? And the way I'm stating it doesn't mean that we shouldn't continue to strive to grow, but where do we have contentment for where we are? When do we stop and smell the roses, so to speak? How much peace can we achieve right here, rather than always postponing and deferring peace to some future moment? Breath in, exhale. Let's bring it forward. I actually feel less movement in my neck on this side. And something about trusting on this side that isn't the same. So I want to treat myself with a little comfort, a little consoling. And then I'm going to release those arms and roll the spine up. Okay. So we are typically bipedal human beings, correct? Correct. All right. But we actually have 4 limbs. So let's just bring some appreciation into these arms and say, well, let's give these legs a break and see what happens. All right. So laughing out loud or calling this a WTF moment, whichever you prefer. Okay. Palms down. Pull the chest up. Keep the tops of the feet down. And let's just see what happens. We're going to stand in these arms and pull the knees up. Breath, 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 breath. Can you pull them up higher? Can you stand in those arms more? And lower it down. Let's walk the hands back. I said it was a WTF. Feel the wrists, feel the palms. Trust that they're stronger than we might give them credit for. And see about those hips lifting, standing on those shins, giving our feet a break. Our feet are definitely appreciating this, maybe not the tops of the feet. And lower the butts down. Bring the hands down one more time. Chest up. Laugh out loud. Smile. And lift the knees. Keep the toes down. Stretch the tops of your feet. Breath. Laugh. And lower. Walking it back. If those feet are giving you a cramp, come out. Go ahead and just lengthen the legs out in front of you. I'm starting to develop a little baby cramp in my left foot, but I actually just wiggled the toes a little. And I might have thought that I can't wiggle the toes while I'm kind of smushing them, but come to find out, they actually do wiggle. And let's thrust and let. How much can I occupy the abilities and ranges of movement and experience of being in this physical human body? And lower the hips down, bringing ourselves up. Hands out in front of us. Spread the palms wide. Do you believe you know how wide they can spread? How do we test that out? What can we discover? Shift forward, tuck the toes. Those feet might be grateful. And lift the butt up, drop the head down. I'm going to walk my feet back a little bit. And then feel free to pedal the heels up and down. Tilt the tailbone up. Let the head release. Feel the index fingers and thumbs. Try to press and stand in that area, not just toward the pinky edge of the palms. Can you squeeze your calf muscles? Can you press the heels down? Can you lift your own kneecaps? And I'm just probing those as questions. I'm not saying anything about a should. Questions to let you start to explore on your own. What am I feeling when I'm in this posture? What feels stable? What feels lengthening? What feels like it needs to contract to give me some sturdiness? What can let go? The neck, yup, it could let go. The jaw, yup, it could let go. The toes, yup, they could let go. Good. Let's roll it forward to plank. Nipples over thumbs. Breath. And lift the head, lift the hips, drop the head down, dog. Shifting it forward to plank. Maybe your knees are down. And lift the hips up, drop the head down. Feel the range in all of the joints. Our existence is such a miracle. Good. Let's look forward. Step or walk the feet up in between your hands. Look at your feet. Make sure they're even. They don't have to be together. Half flat back breath in. Exhale, forward fold. What are you letting go of? Can you let go? Can we be appreciative that we can let go? Roll the spine up and reach and lift. Hands behind us. Find whatever's a version of prayer. Maybe try a different kind of prayer. Knees slightly bent, hips forward, lift the chest, breath, and take it forward. Let your head go. Release those arms. I'm going to start with the right foot back this time, staying on the right toes. Spin that foot flat. Look at your left heel, and if you drew a line back, it should meet with the center of the arch of your right foot to make a capital T. And then we'll come up for warrior two. My cat just brought me my sock. Let's keep that left knee bent. Keep the left knee over the heel. Hips aiming to the sideways plane. And then maybe lengthen it out. Just going to depend. My body is saying, let's get a little bit more space. And I might get over ambitious, right? The inner part of those thighs might be like, hey, wait a minute. That might have sounded like a good idea for 2 breaths. But maybe this isn't sustainable. And what can we appreciate about being able to discern that? What will we do about it? Because we're trying to create something that's sustainable and regenerative. I mean, think about that way, regenerative. Open those arms out if you like. Maybe find that reverse prayer here, but still opening up the collarbones. What does open and strong and contained feel like at the same time? Maybe reflect on when you have felt open and strong and contained, not ripped apart, not so vulnerable, but open and, yep, I got this. Sink, if you can, a little deeper. Open the heart a little more. And let's straighten the front leg. Spin on that heel. Try to get the feet nice and even, pressing into the baby toe edges. Bend the knees a little, send the hips forward, and let's try to lift the chest up toward the ceiling. And send the breath down into the pubis. Don't drop the head back. And let's come to a full flat spine. Breath. Lean forward into the front of the feet, not back in the heels. What are we learning about our legs? Are you jamming the kneecaps back? Do you need to keep them a little soft? Remember, sustainable and regenerative. We want this body to keep regenerating and growing. Let that be our gift of appreciation to our physical body, and bring ourselves back up. Oh, let's release those arms. And let's take the right under, left over. Find a bear hug. You can make it look real good. Some of us, y'all, this is all the hugging we've been getting all year. So I'm going to soak it up. All right, I'm going to lift my right toe, spin on the right heel, bend the right knee, and find warrior two here. And maybe lift those elbows as we sink in the hips. So many ranges of sensation undulating in the groin. In the mid part of the thigh, closer to the knee, top of the thigh. So much surface, so much depth. Release and expand the arms open, maybe eyes closed. And just have some appreciation. Let's switch. Left is under, right is over. Appreciation for even being able to choose. We have the option to be able to choose, seeing through our eyes or not. So how are we living fully in either of those choices? How are we living fully knowing we have that choice? Maybe lift those elbows, breathe, feel expanding and opening and being contained and strong on this side. Don't beat yourself up. Notice, what is the quality of your practice right now? If you're grinning and bearing it, change it. Change it. Don't let your practice be about enduring, getting through something being imposed upon you. No, let's release and straighten. Good. Let's reach long through that right side of body and let that right hand rest maybe at the shin, maybe above the thigh. Some of you may be able to get that hand down, but let's not compromise the chest. We want to keep the chest rotating sideways like a piece of bread in the toaster. So if you need to come up in order to get that angle, breath. Now maybe push that left hip forward a little. Squeeze the right thigh. How are you holding yourself up on your legs? Or are they just kind of sticks that are down there? How aware can we be? Scoop the tailbone under a bit. What can we notice in our low spine? If you want, you could reach that right arm forward and feel those muscles along your side holding you. So much appreciation. Your body can support itself. We don't need to lean on these limbs. I'm bringing ourselves up. I'm definitely appreciating the release of the energy. And then I'm going to spin on that heel. Spin on this heel. Maybe work those hips a little. Reach and expand, shoulders down, and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. and then find what works for you. That right hand could be at your hip. And what does that mean, what works for me? Do we even know what's creating distress? So you can take it sensation by sensation. I'm starting to feel a little twinge in my left heel, so I'm softening, I'm tightening, just feeling what can I do to alleviate that pinchy feeling. And I might have to, I'm actually going to reposition that left foot a bit. And now it's a little different. Nice. And now I can work on that right hip, which had been kind of dull. So I went with the sharpest one first. And now this dull one is just pretty much dull from old age dull. Scoop the tailbone under, squeeze the thighs. And now I'm just trying, I'm going to try to not hit my max angle, because I have a remembered space from younger times, or maybe even time yesterday after the body was warmed up. Inviting myself into the now and appreciating what the body wants to give me, because you know what? This ain't bad. This ain't bad. I'm standing on two legs. Now I've got this left arm out. I'm talking at the same time. Shoot, what more do I want? And bring ourselves up. I'm going to spin on this left heel. Work these hips. Good. Let's reach out. Now, I'm going to twist here. I'm going to take my right hand to the left foot or shin or floor and twist. If you want to take that gaze up to that left hand, go ahead. Is there room in your chest for breath? Can you give yourself space for breath? Can you give your mind space to chill out? There's no achievement reward to unlock here. We're not leveling up. Good. Now, if you're wanting to double up on, let me see what kind of engagement my core can give me. Maybe reach that right arm off the floor and then lift the torso up. Whew. And then let's twist. Other side. Now, you can skip this. Or maybe you could put this left hand beneath the face and don't go to the other leg. Remember, we're not trying to strain. We're thanking the body and the mind for what it wants to give today, what it can sustain peacefully. And that peaceful element lets us regenerate. Can you feel your circulation in your toes, your fingers? If you're checking it out, maybe lift that left arm up. A lot to be grateful for here. Bringing ourselves back up. Good. All right, I'm going to spin these heels to face one another. Ooh, bend those knees. I'm going to widen my feet out so I can bend these knees, keeping the knees over the heels. Just choose to smile or no, but just know that we practice our yoga on our faces too. Scoop that tailbone under, sink. Free the toes. Can you let the body weight sink? Oftentimes we're using a lot of muscles to keep us holding up, but the structure of the bones will do the work. The muscles can let go. And so we got to navigate this trust. We got to do this probing back and forth. Mind going, I'm taking in words that say I should be able to let something go. And your body's going, don't believe her, don't believe her, don't believe her. And so then you're working through that, going, is that true? Can I? Do I want to? Do I believe that there's some peace in there? Straighten those legs. Good. I'm going to bend my left knee, spin on that right heel, find that warrior two, and bring the hands down to the floor. Listen, just spin onto the right toes. How long of a stride can you have, and how straight and long can that right leg be? Drive back with that right heel. Can you sustain that intention and that energy? Can you squeeze the right thigh? Don't just get it all out of the heel. Is there space that you can gain in the back of the calf, back of the knee, front of the hip? In your low back itself, can you feel it extending back behind you? How about pushing the left foot down intentionally? Will your right leg appreciate that? Squeeze that right thigh. Breathe with it and to it. Remember, sustainable and regenerating. Good. Now let's walk the hands around out in front of us. Spin on the heels and the toes. Just for the sake of it, since I've got Sarah and Kim here, think toe pivot, heel pivot as we come around to the other side and spin onto the left toe. Right knee over right heel. Driving that left heel back. Maybe wiggle that left foot back a little bit more. Maybe not. I tried to do a little wiggle squiggle and my left leg said, slow your roll, Thurston. Squeeze inner thighs, stamp the right foot down. And give all of these actions and intention your attention. And really mean your gratitude. Oh, Puma. Oh, this just got so much harder. Breath. I think she's trying to figure out how to jump up to that ledge. Pushing that left heel back. Thank you for visiting me, cat. Forgive yourself when you let it go. Be okay with the shake and the quiver. All right, we're going to travel it around again, out in front of us, heel pivot, toe pivot. And now let's come on back to the left side. When we come to the left side, bring the right knee down. Now I'm going to wiggle this left foot to the left a little and see about the upper body coming down to the elbows. Dipping down in this front hip and confront every degree of intensity, mental intensity, physical intensity, emotional intensity. Where's a focal point you can find for your mind? Find calm equilibrium. What's an image, a thought of kindness, of soft appreciation? Now we're going to walk our way up onto this right knee. I'm going to sorry about the dog. Straighten the front leg. And see if you can sit back on that right ankle. Left leg straight and come forward. Half of a Hanumanasana, half a split. Drop the gaze, relax that chin, lengthen the back of the neck toward your left big toe. Fill up your low belly with breath. What's intense? What's a different kind of intensity from what we just experienced? Folding. Is there some rest we can find here? Rest for the mind, rest for the body. So that our attention doesn't have to be on the most intense thing. It can be on the soft thing. Can we bring our mind to the soft and yummy thing? Now let's come forward into this left foot. Straighten the right leg. We're just going to spin our way around to the other side. Toe pivot, heel pivot, toe pivot. Left knee down. And then I'm just going to widen the stance, wiggling that right foot over to the right a little so that I have space for my torso inside of this right inner thigh. Sinking this left hip down and forward. Feeling space, lengthening, pulling through the front of that left hip as my weight of the hip sag down into the front of that hip bone. Maybe coming to the forearms. You could also just have a pillow down here to give you a little rest, something to rest on so you don't have to fall so low. Gratitude for being able to feel anything in these limbs at all. Any degree of sensation. If we've been deprived of sensation, sometimes just wanting to feel anything at all. Heat, cold, tingling. There's a degree of gratitude that we have just to be sure that we're here. We're still here because we can feel it. Then can we vary the intensity and find a little peace, a contentment, a satisfaction. A concept of enough. I'm going to walk my hands up, starting to bend this left knee back behind us. Now, if you have knee issues, hip issues, we may not be able to sit back on that heel. Or you could put a pillow behind this left knee. That can take some pressure out. I'm just going to cross that left foot under the butt, sickling it. Sitting up. Ooh, that stretch is alleviating out of the back of my left side of my low back. I'm just massaging it. And then when you're ready, coming forward. And if we don't know when we're ready, just play with pause more than go. Starting to embody less being more. Feeling out the pace of how you move and what you miss if you're going too fast. What you gain a deeper awareness of when you slow it down. Spend time with your breath. Take that in. Spending time with my breath in this shape. Starting to become familiar with our calm breath, the rhythm of our breath in various contortions, different times of day, different mental states. And it'll prove helpful in the middle of a stressful moment when we tell ourselves, I don't have time to stop and breathe now. And we'll know that's not true. We'll know that we can harness the calming effect, the grounding effect, the mirroring effect of who we are in any shape and bring ourselves up. Okay, I'm going to bend this right knee. And let's just step this right knee back. Palms out in front of us, shoulder width apart, another down dog, tucking the toes, lifting the hips up, downward facing dog. And let's lift the right leg up, point the toe, open the hip. Feel both of your arms giving you that support. Let your neck show you how it appreciates not having to do so much weight bearing by letting your head fall. Good. You can drop that right leg behind you as far as it wants to go. Can you feel the dead weight of that leg? And bring that leg down, and we'll lift the left leg up, pointing the toe, opening the hip. If your wrists are tired, come down, take a break. Sustainable and regenerative, not ripping apart and destructive. Breathe in, breathe out. And just because you see someone doing it, and if that someone is me, does not mean that you need to do it. You may have never ever desired to have your body in this shape. And you have no idea whether I am absolutely in anguishing pain and discomfort right now. Why would you aspire to some shape someone else is in? Let's go for the equilibrium of mind and spirit. And bring that left leg down when you're ready. We'll bring those knees down, swinging the legs out in front of us. Flexing the toes to the face, spine lifting. And let's appreciate the level of rest and ease that we can take here, especially directly after being in down dog. The contrast of, oh yeah, I don't have to work nearly as hard. All right, now we're going to try this again with the right hand behind the back. If you need to get your strap again for the Gomukhasana arms, go ahead and get a strap if you need it. So the right arm is on top. See how much you can sit upright and try to touch the ceiling with your right elbow. Straight up, not forward. Shoulder blades sliding down your back. Both sit bones anchoring you down. Pull your navel to the back of your spine. Flex your toes. Now send your shoulders your appreciation for all that they do for you. Send your core and your belly an appreciation for holding your guts inside. Push the backs of the legs into the floor. Thank your legs for letting you stand on them for all of these years. And then see if you can hinge at the hips and just be grateful for whatever amount of movement you feel. Thank the bones of your spine. Thank the pliability of your flesh. Let your breath work with your flesh, not against it. Notice right now, are they working together or are they fighting one another? Is your flesh not wanting to let the breath in? Is your breath being sheepish or demanding? How do they start to work together? Make friends with one another. And then we'll let those arms go. Breath in. Breath out. Feel something about your legs, your feet, your ankles that you're appreciative of. Maybe give yourselves a touch. And then roll the spine upright. And we'll get ready for the other side. Left hand patting ourselves on the back. Right arm out to the side. Don't ignore getting that length first. And just feeling, hey, my brain sent a signal to my right arm and it did it. Whoa. Whoa. And I'm not over dramatizing that. Know anyone with a closed head injury, any sort of brain injury, and we know that it doesn't take much for us to lose something that we take for granted. Now, if you want to bend that right elbow, bringing the hands together or using a strap, elbow up, feel the spine. Now the front of my right shoulder, I have a really old and very enduring soft tissue injury. And I'm not mad at it. I'm really actually grateful for how well this body has been able to do, because it's a 2-decade-old injury. And I have so much range. Me and that injury and I have developed a relationship. When it's like, hey, remember me? I'm like, oh yeah, you're still there. Cool. Because I've never had to have surgery on you. You're just learning how to coexist peacefully with one another. Flex the toes, push the legs down, engage the core, find your breath. In your time, we'll start to hinge forward. Now I've got to stop because that shoulder is so connected in that spine that I can't go as far forward as I can on the other side. And so I've got to really work on some acceptance and let that acceptance not be a concession, but appreciation. Don't let contentment be a concession. Can contentment be appreciation? Genuine love. And release the arms when you're ready. Deep breath. Feel blood circulating. Feel your nerve endings releasing. Feel your flesh, your breath, your bones. And we'll gradually bring the spine back up. Let's go ahead and lie down on our backs. And we'll walk the feet in. Bring the knees together, feet wiggled out wide. And just feel this inward rotation of the upper thighs. Notice what that does in your low back region. Can you scoop the tailbone under as you do so and push your low back to the floor as you try to clamp those inner thighs in and together? And breathe in the low back and the chest and the belly. Let your body weight sink into the floor. Let's drop both knees over to the right. So now the right inner thigh just falls open. That left inner knee is aiming inward to the floor. If you would like, see if you can take your left hand and find your left foot, but keep aiming the left knee toward the floor. The inside of the left knee down to the floor. Maybe thrust the left hip up to the ceiling a little. Maybe not. Bring your mind and attention to a small area somewhere in the front of the hip. And just feel it navigating. Is it fighting or is it freeing? Is it working with the breath? Are the sensations undulating and changing a bunch? What can we appreciate about the nuance of the landscape of sensation within us? The memories it triggers, the attitudes and emotions. Let that foot go with the hand. We'll bring both knees up. Maybe rearrange again because we probably took that left foot out of angle. Now I'm just going to rock. Sorry, guys. Rock your knees side to side. And now knees together, feet wide. And we'll let the knees fall to the left. Let go. Let your shoulders relax. Let your body weight sink. And if you would like, we'll take the right hand down. Maybe you only find the pant leg like I did. And now I'm going to bend that knee a little bit more. Aim that right inner knee down toward the floor. Ooh, thrusting the right hip up. Let the neck go. Who are we in this shape? Are we the same person that we've been growing into? Does this shape remind us of something else that we want to intend and appreciate, shine and share? Does this shape remind us of possibility? Or do we need to be cautious? What do these different body shapes and breath reflect back into us? Try not to let your poses become solely about physicality. Your yoga is an integrated affair. We'll let that foot go and then gradually bring the knees back to center, maybe rocking side to side, loosening out the spine. Now I'm going to talk us through Salamba Sarvangasana, or supported shoulder stand. Okay? So if you would like to swing your legs up a wall to do so, go right ahead. I'm going to stay in the middle of the room. But we may not have the core strength to lift the lower body without the assistance of the wall. All right? So make a choice that's really based on what's sustainable and regenerative. Healing and wholesome and peaceful, no struggle. All right, gaze up to the ceiling. If your legs are up the wall, we're going to bend the feet. Bend the knees until the feet are against the wall. All right. So if you're at the wall, all you're going to do is push your feet into the wall and your hips are going to lift. Do not turn your head. I repeat, do not turn your head. All right. From the center of the room, legs up. Everybody just feel this. Feel your back against the floor. Feel the support. Accept the support. What does that feel like? Do we know if our bodies are accepting the support, or do we have muscle sets that are at the ready? They're already tensing and ready to do something, some future thing, instead of being right here. Sustainable and regenerative. Eyelids relaxed, jaw relaxed, breath calm. All right, from the middle of the room, I'm going to bring my hands down alongside my waist. I'm going to push down with the arms and the hands to lift the butt, and I'm going to bring the hands to the low back. And I'm climbing my hands toward the floor, up my back. Feet are over my butt. Now, if you're at the wall, just push the feet into the wall and lift your butt. Wiggle the elbows underneath of you, behind you, and bring the hands to the low back. Keep the feet on the wall. Lift your chin a little bit away from your chest to facilitate breathing, especially if we have chest or mammaries doing what gravity wants them to do, which is pretty much obstructing breathing. Feel yourself seeing. Open your eyes. See your flesh. See yourself in this inverted position. Who are we here? What is the feeling that we're feeling? Sometimes there's this wondrous, easy, almost floating in outer space feeling. Can we accept that? What is getting fatigued? Are your hips twisted? Are you fighting? Do you need to come down? Lower yourself with ease if you need to come down. Find a few more calm, sustainable, regenerative breaths that leave you more refreshed and calm than you were the breath before. If you're at the wall, just go ahead and bring your butt down. If you are in the middle of the room, you could maybe let your knees come toward your forehead. Relax your arms behind you, and then start to lower your spine to the floor. Patient, calm breath. Feel your nerve endings. Everybody let the knees come to the belly if you're at the wall or in the middle of the room. Maybe rocking a little. Feel your organs, feel everything come back to this orientation to gravity. Your circulation, your skin. And we'll lengthen the legs out toward the front of the mat. Adjust your hips for comfort, your shoulders for comfort. Maybe lift your head a few times and place it down gently. Fine. What's that easy space for the neck so that the neck isn't working to hold the head? What's that easy space between the shoulder blades for your body to hold your body weight and not be in any distress so that you can just let your flesh be and be aware that your consciousness is inside of this fleshy container. Feel your fleshy container holding your spirit and your breath. Feel your spirit and your breath at ease, collaborating with this body. Observe the actions going on in your mind. Don't hold them back. Watch them as if you were watching butterflies in a butterfly house, hatching, spreading wings, fluttering about. What is your mind doing other than being right here? Can you encourage your mind to just land on the branch of here and be present and observe here? Just being, not doing. Start to wiggle toes and fingers. Send some gratitude to whatever you can feel and experience in movement and expansion in your limbs, in your extremities, in your appendages. Feel the skin container wrapped around your muscles, stretching, moving, holding the contents inside. Yep, I'm really grateful for that. Otherwise, we would just like sploop all over the place. And let's gradually bring ourselves upright into a comfortable seated space. Maybe reflect for a moment on everything that you gained a patient appreciation for, in awareness, in movement, in new boundaries, learning and growth, in regeneration, in letting go. Hands to the heart center in the Anjali Mudra, representing holding an intention close to our heart. All the love and light in me is deeply appreciative of all of the love and light in you. Please go forth and share your love and your light. Namaste. If any of this helps you develop some way of being in a pose or two at home with the perspective and the connection of mind and body working together, then that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this has been Home Yoga Practice Live on Wednesday, November 25. Please be safe out there. Share your loving kindness however you can safely. Join us tomorrow. We are still going to have our practice full of gratitude. Bring the family, bring the pets, my pets, no boundaries. I apologize for karma today. And if it's in your heart or your pocket and you wish to give a donation, paypal.me/justbeyoga. Thank you all so very much. Good to see you, Kim. Good to see you, Sarah. The Tai Chi team. I love it. I hope that your bodies feel good with our practice today. Our breath feels good and some equilibrium in our mind. I'm glad you both found us on YouTube. Like I said, I don't know if you guys caught this, but Facebook gives you kind of a ding for being on too often. So I'm going to do more lives solely over here and just share the link onto the Facebook. Trying to work around those algorithms, y'all. All right. Peace, everyone. Be safe.